Hello. So what are we doing today? Well, been and bought 2 new batteries for the truck, got a clutch master cylinder for the truck, and then as well as that I've given up all hope of the rear panel and the rear angle panel actually turning up. I'll show you what I've got. Basically, the company that I bought the body off, they were supposed to cut down a larger body and then give me the panels to fill the holes from it being cut down. Unfortunately, after months and months and months, they finally sent me some panels, but they sent me the internal dividing panels, so they've got holes on both sides, which I wanted a nice gloss finish on this, all done. I didn't want where, you know, when you look down the panel you can just see the little tiny bits of filler, or over time stuff cracks and breaks, and so I didn't really want that. I'm sick of waiting, and I'm not going to get myself mad to the point where I'm chasing them and it causes drama. So I'm going to use what I've got, but it's going to cost me now, because what's going to end up happening is I'm going to fit the end panels and I'm going to have to checker plate all the back, or I'm going to have to do something, you know, build a bracket for something to go on there so it looks purposeful, so it doesn't just look like I've bodged something, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. So what we're going to do with this, just so people are updated, a lot of you know, we're going to go for bigger wheels and tyres. We're going to take this load bed off here. We're going to put a sub chassis on this one, which will bring this down by nearly a foot and forward by nearly a foot. So the overhang, everything like that, will look a lot more proper. Full resplay, looking at possibly a gloss black with probably Raptor coat from here down, or some sort of, yeah, gonna get all these old military, because these weigh an absolute ton, these lockers and everything. Gonna get the jerry can holders off, they're worth good money, so get rid of them, and it's extra weight. Like I say, this big heavy duty box section bed, that's gonna come off, just purely because this is designed to flex, so it's not really any good to us. So, and as you can see there, we're gonna gain fair old bit of space. If the front of that is where the front of that is, that's substantial, just to give you an idea. It's about that, so yeah, best part of a foot. And then if you look down here, look at the distance between the bottom of this and the top of that. So we'll have our own little sub chassis, so we're going to gain all that space again. So yeah, modifications. That's where we're at with it. Looking a bit sorry for herself, so what we'll do is we can also start rubbing it down while we've got a minute. I think another must for it as well is the military don't tend to have big fuel tanks on stuff, just purely because they've got a resupply, so they don't have massive long range tanks. What I would like to do is either get another one of these tanks and double up, or ideal world, get a more commercial aluminium one, get that all painted black and everything, just kind of double the capacity that we've got going there, because I want to get a good range out of this thing. I don't help myself at all. Paid for the physio this morning and then carried 2 lorry batteries. I just don't help myself. Right, I'll not bore you too much with this bit. All I'm doing, I'm just keying the surface. Got some 180 grit pads. It's not that bad of a paint job on this. It looks like the arches originally were green, but the cab has always been black because it's been School of Infantry. All I'm doing, I'm just rubbing it down. Where they've done quite a thick paint job, there's lots of little craters and stuff, so yeah, I'm just rubbing down. I'm not using any machines or anything like that, just doing it by hand, just because it's a nice quiet thing to do on a quiet day. Just getting a nice flat surface, clean all the windows up, things like that, because it's been sat under this tree. And just, I'm only going to do a bit, and the next time I come I'll do another bit, and the next time I come I'll do another bit, and it's how you slowly chip away at these projects. Good evening. I don't know if you can see this, but kind of sick person has Christmas music and LED lights and everything on there. Oh, terrible. Right, so for those wondering how to set up the bed in here, it's excuse me, it's really crude. So we've got the table, which I never ever use as a table. It can swing out, go on there, but all I do, literally, hook under here, pull these down, and that's it. And we're there. Chuck a sheet on, chuck your duvet on, chuck your pillows on, you're away. It really is that easy. Alright, let's get some heat on in here. Right, so there we go. Just doubled up on the quilts and stuff. There's no shortage of space and carrying capacity in here, so why rough it? So what we've got now, we've got the bed set up, and the blow air heater now is just blowing out under the bed, which will give a nice circulation of warm air and stuff. So I'm going to put a film on. I'm absolutely knackered. I've been to physio today, so I'm just going to just spread out for a bit and enjoy my time off. So yeah, I'll bring you back in the morning. We'll have another bit of work on the DAF. I'll do a bit more filming. I turned up, I'm still in agony. I've spent half the day editing videos and stuff before I came out. So yeah, I wasn't in the frame of mind for it, but I'll crack on in the morning. So I'll bring you back then, right? So I keep seeing these videos on Instagram and stuff. There'll be someone getting out of bed and then they grab a coffee and they open the door and it's a beautiful landscape of either a lake or mountain range or something like that. And I just want to do the Bug Out Vehicles UK one. So here I am. I'm in bed. We kick the duvet off. We open the door to the beautiful scene. Yeah, I just parked in the car park. I really couldn't be tutored going down the field. Yeah, so what the issue is, you can see on here, look, it's got this crap stuck on one side, which one side doesn't matter because the inside's getting clapped. But then you spin it round, you got this crap on this side as well. On the bigger sections, you can see this load rail, brilliant stuff on the inside, which is cool. I don't mind it on the inside, but it's had it on both sides, so there's like big chunky holes where the, I don't know, I must have took it off with a bloody hammer or something. But yeah, don't fit that way. Good. So we can't even cut square either. Right, so today's job, by the looks of it, take the measurements there again, and then we'll cut this down so it actually fits. I think what the issue is, they're probably doing it with a steel saw or something, so it's yeah, it's not straight and it's been thrown around. So what I'll end up having to do is checker plate this front section as well. So I'm gonna have to checker plate all that front bit, I'm gonna have to checker plate the back bit and the underside bit, which that's going to cost me another few £100. So it's not worked out any cheaper at all by doing it this way. Right, so while we're on with this, usual thing, obviously going to keep all the patrons happy, keep everybody happy. To do that, again, as always, thank you very much to Olight for sponsoring this one. We've got a giveaway, we've got 2 of these, so one of these this month, and I was supposed to keep the other one, but I'm probably going to give that one away at some point when I get low on prizes to give away. So yeah, they've got a little ring, silicone ring, usual thing. You get your nice pouch and everything. Nice touch of this, you can charge it while in its pouch. What it is, it's the Warrior X Pro. So I've got the Warrior X on my rifle, and I use it more as a lamping light than anything else. I've got a little clamp that holds it on next to the scope. The reason I use this one, it's got a 600-meter throw on it. Okay, so it is extremely good at throwing over a distance. You can get an additional magnetic thing that goes on here, so you've got the little thumb thing, which I'd like. I've not got that yet. You can change that bit to the little silicone rubber thing, so it's a bit nicer to hold, but I quite like the tactical feel of this. They've upgraded it. This one charges 100% faster than the old one, so I think that's the upgrade of this one, and it comes in this Gucci green colour as well. Okay, what else have we got on here? It is 2,250 lumens. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the bulk of the details of this down in the description below, so I don't go on too long. But this is the new torch. It is silly bright. It vibrates when you put it on. So if you catch it in your pocket or anything like that, it vibrates, so you know that it is on. It also gives you a vibration every few seconds, like every 30 seconds, or don't know what the timing is, to let you know it is still on. Because I have, on occasion, a coin will go on there or something, and it'll short that out in your pocket, and just a little in your pocket just to let you know it's on. It's great before it gets too hot. Okay, so yeah, let me just click that back on. The screen turns itself off. So that's it. As you can see, it is a nice bit of kit as usual. Thank you to Olight for sending these out, because like I say, when companies send products out like this, it's not for me, it's for the giveaways. It keeps people happy. It's better than putting ads everywhere. And there we go. So as always, information in the box below, and I'll share this on. If you're not on it already, I've got a Facebook like page, I've got a Instagram page and all that lot. I'll put the details on there on the day. Okay, appreciate you watching that. So basically, what I'm doing, I've failed miserably. Can't get the telehandler into the back to lift the big panels up to screw them on. What I've said to Johnny is basically, I'm going to pay for a day of his time with his machinery, things like that. I'm going to come down, I'll have the day off work, and we'll do it all with machines and just get it done in a one, instead of weeks of me prattling about on my own by hand, hurting myself, damaging the gear, things like that. We're going to get everything, smash it in a one. So all I'm doing now, pretty much, I'm just going to carry on with a bit more rubbing down of the bodywork, because again, this is going to get painted. I'm pretty set on gloss black, which everyone's like, hey, gloss black. Anyway, I like gloss black. But what I haven't decided, there's like it's not olive drab, it's a bit off olive drab. I'm still 50-50 on whether I go like Raptor coat from like 20% down and then the drab up, or do I go gloss black for the top 80% and then the Raptor down? Let us know what you think, or would you think gloss for the whole thing? I don't know. I'm open to options on this, but I don't want to do the white. I don't want to do grey, because that's been like the in colour for overlanders for the past 6 or 7 years. So fads change. I don't want to do the desert tan colour, because that was the fad before that. So I want to kind of go a little bit different. I'm thinking all tinted windows, gloss black paint, tinted lights, tinted light bars, all murdered out, you know, just black on black on black. But if you've got some options, give us a shout. I'm open to it. Luckily, as much as I've left this thing stood for the last 2 years, occasionally starting, it's not in bad order. It's only got about 5,000 miles on from new, and looking at it, it's not been anywhere. It is literally just been a training ground vehicle. So it's been stood, but not in a bad way where stuff's broken. It's been used. I think the hardest use that it's had is before I bought it. Johnny had it, and it was his pay and play truck. He used to smash this round the quarry, pulling unimogs about and stuff. And he's even said, if it's wet, it'll bury itself because the tyres are terrible. But in the dry, it's pretty capable. If you drive it with a car mentality, it doesn't go very far. But if you've done any kind of serious off-roading and you know how to do a bigger vehicle with a bit more momentum and a little bit less mechanical sympathy, these things will perform. So at some point, I'm going to be looking at a set of new wheels and tyres. Ideally just tyres and make them taller, but possibly going to a wider rim. So if anyone's got any contacts on that, that'd be appreciated, because this whole larger truck thing's a little bit more new to me, and there's a lot of people out there with these vehicles that claim that they're experts, but they're not. You know, owning a hammer doesn't make you a joiner, does it? Right, so what I'm thinking for the dashboard, I'm going to keep a lot of this the same. I think the only real difference with it is I'm going to put a secondary speedo in. These things are renowned for packing in, so I don't really trust it. I'm going to keep this one on for now because this is a later model truck. So I'm going to keep this very, very similar. I'll probably have some sort of cluster that's just up here. I'm going to try and get a little bit more information, so I'm going to have like sat nav, blind spot to camera kind of thing there, and probably digital speedo there. So it's not far off of where I'm starting to look. I think round this kind of area here, there's not a lot I can do with this other than tidy these bits up, modernise it. Not sure, let me know what you think with the cab. I don't like the green. It's so faded, old school 1990s MOD. I just don't know. I don't know whether to get it trimmed in some suede or something like that, or in fact, I think that might be quite a nice option. Let me know what you think. It might be a job for Gabby. I don't know. Would you repaint that a nice new colour, nice new gloss black or whatever to match the outside, and then kind of material suede this or something? I just want to look at, I want to keep the vibe of the 90s thing, but not so utilitarian, crude, put your feet up with your boots on kind of grubby, because I am going to put all material round here. I'm going to have proper headliners, proper lights. I'm going to change all these seats out. I'm going to have the bucket seats in here. I'll probably get some more Mazda RX-8 seats or similar. Move this one back a touch into this section here. I don't know, what do you think for... I'm open to options on this because I haven't done this scale before. I'm going to keep behind the driver as the pass-through. However, I'm thinking there's got to be some use of space here, whether it be some sort of lockable storage thing for repair kit. I don't know. There's got to be options. Might just do dog basket there, child seat there, pass-through behind me. Don't know. Going to keep the top cover turret. Whatever roof rack I get is going to have the circle in, so I can bob up there, because I very much doubt I'm going to use it for shooting. However, I do like to film things, so it is ideal for that. Definitely need to sort out what I'm going to do for a middle seat though, because I would like to have a big lockable cubby box here with all the jazz on it, because doing the YouTube lark, you kind of need everything on charge and everything to hand. So I want to be able to charge on the move, get everything usable, modernise it, get everything... Do you know what I mean? It's a very, very blank canvas and I love it. But it's which way you go with it. I don't want to spunk lots and lots of money going in one direction, then someone said, well, what if you'd... I'd like to have the options to start with, if that makes sense. So yeah, let us know what you think. I'm going to try and make an effort over the winter to see a few different trucks and a few different options of what people have done, and that way I can get a bit more of an informed approach on it, but we'll see how it goes along. So on the front here, I quite like these old school bumperettes. What I'm going to do is, just on the front there, I'm going to have a massive, massive winch. That's going to sit there. I'm going to have the tubes going up here for the roof rack, and then I'm going to get a nice big black sun visor on there. Tint these windows out. Not much I'm going to do with the doors. Again, I'm probably going to have to adjust these arches ever so slightly, adjust this step because I want the bigger tyres. So that's going to be that side of things. This side down here, I know the overlandy thing is on this side to have the door and that, but I'm going to have it on the other side because this is going to be more of a UK based truck. What I would like to do is relocate the fuel tank to this side. I would also like to increase it to a more commercial size, double the size, get rid of the spare there, put it on the roof of the cab or somewhere else on the rear of the vehicle, which gives me probably fuel tank, recovery gear, tools, things like that. yeah, on Instagram I had the stupid comments of all the different things with the paint job. Is what it is. It's a good box. I'm gonna, again, all this weight's gonna come off, get rid of all this heavy stuff, even daft stuff like these lights around, stupidly heavy. Remount them lights in a far lighter material, you know, it doesn't have to be squaddy proof. I am going to look after this. It's bits like this that you take off and you can get rid of like 40-50 kg just by putting better lights, surrounds and brackets on. Okay, this kind of gives you an idea of how much space I'm going to save by putting that body there on its own little chassis rails that are then going to mount down here. So I'm going to gain all of this and lose it off the top of the height, so it will be better off-road. Okay, so that's the rear of the vehicle. I have got the PTO hydraulic pump on this, so I'm tempted to put my motorbike on the back of here so I can raise that up and take my bobber about with me. This side, so the idea of this is going to be the mobile base camp for the lads. So I want to have some sort of barbecue set up on here. I have like a box made up. Again, it's going to sit better with the better wheels. With any luck, the diesel tank will be on the other side, which then gives all this space all the way along here for lockers, which then I can have all the things like the I can have a barbecue thing there with hot and cold water, gas. I can have all the utensils, all the tentage, things like that. The door up here, and then some sort of awning system here, so people can just reverse. I want to get it so once I've pulled up and pulled a bit of tentage out, everyone reverses up and we can live out under here comfortably for a big group. Kind of the plan. So it's just a case of amassing the contacts, the parts, and then getting the time to do it, which with work panning out the way it is, things are looking good. Okay, so yeah, again, suggestions down below, constructive criticism, things like that, because I know there's a lot of tool bags that they're experts in stuff, but it's a double-edged sword, YouTube, isn't it? It really, really is. But yeah, that's what we're on with. Let us know what you think. I'm interested to see if you've got any colours, examples of colours would be awesome. Yeah, and if there's any little bits and pieces, I'm going to try and get a gasket kit, because I know everybody's like, oh well, for years and years and years it was just run diesel, get diesel hobs, all this one fuel. I think it's bollocks, because you're dependent on that one system. I get it for simplicity, but I'm one of them people that I want LPG on, so I can have an LPG heater as well as a wood burner, as well as the diesel blower heaters. It's options. If one fails when you're out in Morocco, Arctic Circle, something like that, you want a fallback. The whole point of these vehicles is they're supposed to go for extended range, extended trips, far from people. So yeah, I want a gasket kit so then I can run the gas burners, the barbecues, the hobs, things like that. But then as well as that, I do want different options for things. So if you're experiencing this, give us a shout. If you've got one of these vehicles and you want to hook up for a camp, or you want to go for a brew, I can either come over to you and have a brew in the Landy, or you can come over to me, either or. So yeah, just give us a shout, stand by, give us a thumbs up and a comment, and thanks for coming this far. I'll see you on the next one.